Hello, I've had some questions about forestry mods. Okay, what's my favorite forestry mods that I use most often? So I'm going to show you 4 or 5 forestry mods that I like to use. I'm a farmer teacher. Let's get into it. Okay, so what you're going to do is go to the DLCs here and go down to Forestry, down to Mulchers. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is a mulcher, and it's this one. Now, I also like this Devour Trees mod. Somewhat of a cheat. Okay, well, it is a cheat. I have another video about the Devour Trees mod, so if you want to check that out. But what we're going to talk about today is this one of them. It's the TMC Cancela TFK 200. And it doesn't seem too exciting, but the reason I like it so much, it's $24,500, but notice the horsepower requirement there is 150, okay? And its working width is 2 meters. All right, let's take a look inside the game, and you'll see a little bit more about it here inside the game. Okay, I have that mulcher hooked to this little tractor here. Let me show you a couple of things on the menu. When I go to mulchers, you have this one that's standard with the game. Okay, it's very similar, but you need 180 horsepower for that, and it's 1.8 meters wide. Okay, this one's $1,500 more, but it's 2 meters wide, and you need only 150 horsepower. Well, that can be significant based on your tractor. Okay, I got this cool old Ford tractor, the Ford 7810, and guess what? It has 150 horsepower, and it's maxed out, so it won't do the other one. So if you're on a beginning farm and you're trying to do mulching, sometimes you're limited. And if you look at the other mulcher there, that needs 360 horsepower. That's out of the ballpark for me right now on this little farm. So I've got this tractor here that's very cheap. That's also a mod. It's 20-something thousand bucks with 150 horsepower. So then I got this mulcher for 23, and I'm good to go. All right, let me show you this little guy in action. Now, this tractor, some tractors you can put it on the front, okay? On this one, I have to put it on the back. You turn it on by hitting LB and X, like everything else. Sometimes you need to lower it, and sometimes you don't. I don't know what's the difference. I'm going to lower it by hitting LB and B, and there you go. Got rid of that one. And it works great for getting rid of these stumps. Look at that. Just that quick and easy. And there you go. Pretty simple to use. 23.5. You can put it on a 150 horsepower tractor. So I like this tractor because it's cheap. But on some farms, I'm getting this Fast Track 2000, part of the Highlands Fishing expansion, because it's faster. It goes 31 miles an hour. So for 62.5, I got 150 horsepower, and it will do that mulcher and go a little faster in the process. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let me show you the next one. Okay, for the next one, you're going to go down to Forestry also and go over to Wood Transport. Okay, Wood Transport. And that's it right here. It's called Autoloading Wood Pack. Autoloading Wood Pack. Look at that. And it comes with a couple of storage options too that I'm going to show you. So we're going to look at these inside the game, but it's pretty cool. Okay, check it out. Let me show you the Autoloading Wood Pack on the menu. Go to mods right here. Autoload Wood Pack. Once you have it loaded, looks like this. Gives you a choice of 2 trailers. Okay, this one you can hook to a tractor. This one you can hook to a semi. So either way you want to do it. Well, this is the tractor one first. You can see the front there. Now let me show you something in the settings. Okay, it's very important. You got to set the configuration up here. Now you have 6 meter logs or 6 meter unrealistic capacity. Okay, so the 6 meter one has 22 cubic meters and unrealistic is 200 cubic meters. So that's quite a bit of increase there. And then you have 8 meters, 26 feet long. Okay, and that gives you 33 cubic meters. You get 8 meters unrealistic at 200 cubic meters and then back to 6. Be sure you go down here though and change your length of logs to whatever you're cutting. Okay, whatever you're cutting. So I got mine set to 6. Okay, this is the one I have. It's hooked to a semi, holds twice as much on the normal, not unrealistic mode. And what I have is 6 meters right there, 20 foot. And then I got the length of logs set to 6 meters. And there you go. So this is one I have for $29,200. But you can also get the unrealistic one here too, where it holds 200 cubic meters. The one I have is going to hold 44 cubic meters. And you can play with the wheels and the mud flaps and front guard stuff. But there you go. The basics are there. All right, let me show you this guy. Okay, now let me show you this first. If you're using the Komatsu, one of these log harvesters, you want to be sure you have it set on the right length of log, okay? So I'm going to press in on LB and you'll see there at the top left, change cut length. Well, I think the standard was 5 meters, and you can do that, but for this setup, 5 meters doesn't match the trailer. So the minimum is going to be 6 meters, and that's what I have here. So I got it set on 6 meters, and there you go. So now when I cut a tree, they're going to be 6 meters long. Okay, so we're back to our truck now. Now normally when you start it, look at the help menu again. It says enable auto load. So I'm going to hit LB and A. That's going to enable auto load. And I'm going to be able to pull up here. And it's going to load these logs. Boom. All those were the right length. If you didn't cut them the right length, you're going to get some orange error messages on the top right, a whole bunch of them for each log. Usually you're going to get one anyway for the end of the tree that's not going to be quite long enough. Watch these things hop in there. Look at that. That beats the heck out of you using that crane, you know, to get them in there. Look at that. That's so cool. I know it's a cheat, but hey, if you're trying... Oh, okay, so 2 of them were not quite the right length. Probably, yeah, they're too short for that tree. That was a small tree. So just to give you an idea, now look at this thing. I've got 17,209 wood. It holds 44, which is a good bit, so I'm not quite halfway full. All right, let me show you something else. When you get this mod, if you go to construction, over to silos, you're going to have a couple of choices here. You got this one, Autoloading wood pack, large wood storage, holds 30 pieces. And I'll talk about what that is. And then this one holds 16 pieces. Well, each piece is 22 cubic meters. Okay, so when it says 16 pieces, that's not 16 logs. That's 16 20 cubic meter pallets of wood. So that's quite a bit. So let's just see how this thing works. Okay, I just put all that wood in my silo. Let's check this out. I don't visually see anything, but it's saying that I have 17,000 and change cubic meters of wood. Okay, I went ahead and put a whole nother truckload in here. Look, now you can see them inside. That's kind of cool. So I got 2 pallets in there, and then it puts some, if you go here, okay, it's a production facility. So I can either store it, I could sell it, or I could distribute it. Maybe I own the sawmill or the paper factory, and I could just send this up there, which is kind of cool. Or if you don't want to cheat that way, you can come over here and look at that. So let's see if this will work. There it is. And look at that. So I can go drive it somewhere if I want to. Okay. Or I can put it back inside. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, the next one is called wood chips storage. So if you type in wood chips, all one word, it'll come up there, and that's it right here. Wood chips storage. It's got 4.5 stars. Very popular. And look at that. It allows you a place to store the wood chips, and it looks realistic because you can see them in there in piles, and then you can go get them out whenever you need to get them out. So let's take a look inside the game. Okay, once you have the mod loaded inside the game, you're going to go to construction, over to silos, and there it is right there for $100,000, wood chip storage building. And you can also use that multi-fruit silo wood for wood chips, but this one's a little more realistic looking. So for 100 grand, you're going to plop that down somewhere. Boom. There you go. Okay, I got a load of wood chips here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to dump them in here. And look at that. You can see them forming in there, a little pile. And there they go. That's pretty cool. There you go. I got 20,000 liters of wood chips in there. And the capacity is 200,000. So I'm 10% full. All right, let's go to the other side and take it out. You see how that works. Wasn't the best spot for this. I didn't level the ground, but hey, gives you an idea. All right, so I come in here, hit that. Boom. 20,000 wood chips. And there you go. I get ready to sell them at the right time of year, and I go to the market with them. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, check it out. So what you're going to do for the next one, it's called Firewood Productions. You're going to type in Firewood, and that's it right here. Check this out. This is pretty cool, especially if you're doing a little role-playing thing, or you got a new map, you want a different way to make money off of trees. You can set up your little neighborhood there and sell firewood. Okay, that's what it looks like there. You dump it in there and it makes these big bags of firewood. I think you could also make it into pallets if you would like. And that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look inside the game. Okay, it's cold here. I had to put my jacket on, but let me show you this firewood distributor. Of course, you wouldn't need firewood if it was hot, right? So here we go. Let me look at the menu here. Okay, once you have it loaded from the Mod Hub, you're going to go in here to Factories. There it is right there. It costs $46,000, Firewood processor. Okay, so you just put that where you want, and I have it right over here. So once you have it there, check this out. I've got a little bit of wood in there, and it's making firewood, and my outgoing is full because I've made a lot of firewood. Look at this. And I have a trailer over here full of firewood. This thing will make you lots of money. Will make you lots of money. Now, once you have it, you also have to go to construction over to sell points. And this is the little thing right here. It's sale of firewood, okay? So what you do, just say you put that there. Boom. And look at that. So you drive over here and unload your firewood there, and that is a sell point. And you can change the names if you have more than one. Like what I did is I put them at neighbors' houses. All right, let me show you how to put wood in here. So the easiest way is just tie it to your tractor using a winch like this, because it doesn't matter how cut up it is, and drag it over here to this end right here. You can see the little load symbol there. Then you're going to come over here to this and press in on the left joystick. Boom. And it is now in there processing. And it's going to spit these out, and they're going to line up here. All right, I got this load of firewood here. Let's see what we're going to get. So all you do is just drive over your deal here once you get it set up. And it's selling this. Look at that. So I got $23,000 for that load of firewood. Pretty cool stuff. All right, that's all I got. That's my 4 forestry mods that I like to use. Let me know in the comments what mods for forestry you like to do, because I know we're all a little bit different. But let me know. I'm Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you on the next go-round. Bye-bye.